For what reason would Melissa, the one episode that Sue Anderson still won't watch? Her 1974 filming began, the progressive and artistic neighborhood of Berkeley, California, where Melissa Sue Anderson was born on September 26, 1962, is renowned for its dynamic culture and artistic community. James and Marian Anderson had 2 daughters. She was the second. She had a special relationship with her 12-year-old sister Maureen, and their family was very important to her growing up because of the large age difference between them. Maureen frequently assumed a caring, even mother position, helping Melissa navigate her early years. Melissa probably started seeing the world through a different lens at a young age, since she had an elder sibling, improving the quality of her formative years. Moving from the culturally and intellectually rich San Francisco Bay Area to the expansive, entertainment-centric metropolis of Los Angeles was a life-altering event for Melissa's family when she was just 7 years old. This was a watershed moment in her career-altering journey, since it put her squarely in the center of the entertainment business. Her parents thought that by relocating Melissa to Los Angeles, which offered greater chances for young talent, Melissa's budding passion in acting would be able to flourish. Melissa had both wonderful chances and difficult personal struggles during her youth. She was 13 years old when her parents divorced, a tender age when the emotional toll might be substantial. After their divorce, Melissa was brought up by her mother Marian, who taught her the Roman Catholic faith and its principles. She owes much of her professional success and view on life to the moral compass and spiritual foundation that her Catholic upbringing gave her. Melissa's start in show business was startlingly early. She began her career in advertising at an early age, appearing in spots for well-known companies including the world-famous toy manufacturer Mattel and the American retail giant Sears. She learned the ropes of acting and professionalism in a real-world context at these early engagements, which also helped her feel at ease on camera. Her journey into the entertainment industry was a little bit of a lucky break. A dance instructor saw Melissa's charisma and talent and suggested her parents look into signing her to a talent agency. This support was pivotal since it was the turning point that took Melissa from an amateur kid performer to a full-fledged professional. Her profile and demand in the industry skyrocketed after she signed with a representation, and she wasted no time getting a string of television appearances. Her role as Millicent on the hit family comedy, The Brady Bunch, was one of her first notable appearances. Melissa became a household name thanks to her role as the girl who kissed Bobby Brady, an iconic moment that captivated audiences. Her versatility and maturity for such a young actress were on display in an episode of the grittier crime drama Shaft the same year. An important turning point in Melissa's nascent career came when she was 11 years old. Her great breakthrough. She landed the part of Mary Ingalls on the legendary TV show Little House on the Prairie, which was adapted from the cherished pioneer life autobiographies written by Laura Ingalls Wilder. The following 8 years of her career would be defined by this role. She became a fan favorite after bringing Mary to life with such nuance and compassion beginning in 1974. Despite her departure after the 7th season, her influence was so great that she made a triumphant comeback to the show in late 1981 to appear in 3 episodes of the 8th season, demonstrating her enduring bond with the audience and the show. Michael Landon, who starred in and was instrumental in creating Little House on the Prairie, was someone she had a long-term relationship with. Melissa played Nancy Rizzi, the first girlfriend of Landon's character, John Curtis. Lance Kerwin, in his 1976 autobiographical film, The Loneliest Runner, which Landon invited her to star in. Melissa was overjoyed by the chance, which she described as a watershed point in her career, a validation of her abilities, and the confidence placed in her by an esteemed veteran of the field. In 1977, they worked together again on the television picture James at 15, and Melissa played the lead role alongside Kerwin. Once again, this further established Melissa as one of the most prominent young actresses of that time. The industry took note of Melissa's abilities. Little House on the Prairie garnered her a Primetime Emmy Award nomination for Best Leading Actress in a Drama Series in 1978, a major honor that acknowledged her outstanding performance in a tough field. In 1979, she resumed her winning streak with an Emmy for her memorable performance in the ABC After School special Which Mother Is Mine. The program dealt with complicated family dynamics and highlighted her talent for expressing nuanced emotions. She also played the lead role of Dana Lee Gilbert in the CBS TV movie Survival of Dana that same year. She was able to explore new character qualities and modern societal themes in this role, which was a departure from her past work. The character, a North Dakota transfer student, experiences different challenges in Los Angeles, San Fernando Valley. All throughout the world, Melissa was a hit. She won Spain's highest television honor, the TP de Oro, for Best Foreign Actress in 1980 for her work in Little House on the Prairie. This honor followed her 1979 trip to Spain, during which she was a much-loved guest on the 625 Linneas program on Española television. Her work has an impact across cultures, and the warm reaction she received demonstrated that. Melissa branched off from family dramas as the 1980s went on. Her 1981 role in the Canadian slasher film, Happy Birthday to Me, garnered her a nomination for a Young Artist Award, demonstrating her flexibility as she ventured into the horror genre. Her continued appearances in Alfred Hitchcock Presents, Chips, and Murder, among other famous TV series, as well as her writing for The Equalizer, show that she was able to stay relevant and adapt to a changing business. Melissa did some behind-the-scenes work with her performing. She demonstrated her growing interest in storytelling from a variety of perspectives and her ambition to expand her creative interest in her 1990 job as associate producer for Michael Landon's penultimate television effort, Where Pigeons Go to Die. As evidence of her lasting impact on television, she was officially honored in 1998 with an induction into the Western Performers Hall of Fame at the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum in Oklahoma City for her contributions to the Western genre. Melissa continued to have a strong connection to the industry and was not afraid to take on diverse roles across genres in 2014 with an uncredited cameo as Stashi's mother in the neo-noir mystery comedy drama film Veronica Mars, and she co-starred with Heather Langenkamp in the short-lived 1999 TV series Partners. Melissa Sue Anderson's life took a turn in 1990 when she wed Michael Sloan, a renowned television producer and writer who had worked on series including Kung Fu, The Legend Continues, and The Equalizer. A fusion of artistic abilities resulted from their coupling. They are Sloan, a seasoned figure in television drama production, and Anderson, a highly esteemed actress known for her portrayal of Little House on the Prairie's Mary Ingalls. Their marriage was more than just a lifelong commitment. It was also, on occasion, a creative exchange based on their mutual appreciation for and knowledge of the entertainment business. By creating a solid groundwork of love, mutual support, and stability, They freed Anderson to spend more time with her family and less time in the spotlight. They had a daughter, Piper, and a boy, Griffin, after they were married. In interviews, Melissa Sue Anderson has discussed how being a mother changed her priorities, drawing her attention from the competitive Hollywood industry to her softer, more loving role as a wife and mother. She took great delight in being a caring, present mother, and raising her children became her life's work. Piper and Griffin should have an ordinary upbringing, she stressed time and again, far from the searing scrutiny that had encircled her from the time she was a teenager. Moving to Montreal, Quebec, Canada from the United States was a huge decision for the Anderson-Sloan family in 2002. The couple wanted to give their children a more regular upbringing, so they uprooted to a place where they could live in peace and quiet, away from the heavy scrutiny of the American entertainment industry. Montreal offered a bilingual atmosphere rich with culture. The family quickly adjusted to their new home in Canada and became fully immersed in Canadian culture, taking pleasure in the area's thriving art scene and close-knit neighborhoods. The family took the historic decision to become Canadian citizens after settling in and enjoying life in Canada for a while. Anderson characterized the moment as deeply meaningful and emotionally charged. It took place on Canada Day, July 1, 2007, when Melissa Sue Anderson, Michael Sloan, and their children were formally sworn in as naturalized Canadian citizens. The ritual represented more than only legal status. It also expressed a profound dedication to the nation that had granted them safety, solitude, and acceptance. Anderson has since spoken of her eternal love for Canada, frequently praising the relocation as a life-changing choice for her and her husband's family. For many years, viewers of Little House on the Prairie have been enchanted by Melissa Sue Anderson's moving portrayal of Mary Ingalls. But even though the program is still highly regarded, there's one episode, I'll Be Waving As You Drive Away, from the 1974 Season 4 finale that she still won't watch again. A major turning point in Mary's storyline, her terrible decline into blindness, is featured in the episode, which is generally considered one of the most emotionally impactful in the entire series. Filming those moments was an incredibly challenging and emotionally distressing experience for Anderson, even if the episode was lauded for its intensity and compassion. Anderson, who started the series at the tender age of 12, had to tap into an emotional depth that belied her years in order to convey Mary's grief, terror, and eventual acceptance of her blindness. The doctor gives Mary a bleak prognosis after she experiences a string of terrifying vision impairments in I'll Be Waving As You Drive Away. With her voice quivering with sadness, the camera stays fixed on Mary's tear-streaked face as she struggles to accept her new reality. Critical praise and a Primetime Emmy Award nomination came Anderson's way for her performance, which was both honest and shockingly mature. The teenage actress paid a heavy emotional price for her performance, which the crowd hailed as superb. Filming those moments was mentally and emotionally draining, as Anderson acknowledged in subsequent interviews. Given her youth and lack of experience with such heavy subject matter, the responsibility to depict such a horrific incident with honesty and respect was immense. She gave her everything to the character's emotional odyssey, and the effect was profound. According to Anderson, she had profound sympathy for Mary's plight and found it extremely difficult to put herself in her shoes and feel the depth of her grief, particularly the terror of being cut off from society for good. Even after filming wrapped, she still had a hard time emotionally separating herself from the character, since the experience had been so lifelike. The production setting also contributed to the dramatic impact of the show. The most emotionally taxing passages had to be shot numerous times since director Michael Landon was famous for demanding strong, genuine performances from his performers. Anderson found it even more difficult to separate herself emotionally from the emotional toll of continually revisiting Mary's suffering under his supervision, even though it made for outstanding television. Anderson claims that Landon was encouraging and meticulous, needing total exposure of one's emotions on camera. After the emotionally draining days of filming, she still feels uneasy thinking about the episode and the memories of those days. Anderson still won't watch I'll Be Waving as You Drive Away Again. She is still quite pleased with her performance on Little House on the Prairie and the effect it had on viewers, many of whom wrote to express their own experiences with vision loss. For her own reasons, she has decided not to read that chapter again. According to her, rewatching it would involve revisiting a delicate and distressing aspect of her past, which she has opted to keep sealed. Even though she's a seasoned actor who's played a lot of parts, that particular event was too emotionally taxing for her to revisit. Melissa Sue Anderson's decision to not rewatch I'll Be Waving as You Drive Away illustrates, in many ways, how emotionally invested she was in the part and how seriously she takes her job. This performance showcases her acting chops and highlights the profound emotional toll that performing in such intricate and distressing plots can take on young actors. The episode was a watershed moment in television history, and fans will never forget it. Anderson will always remember that time, but she has made the conscious decision not to dwell on it.